Hello, wonderful people. Thank you so much for being here. It's Mark from Not Defining. Today, I'm going to be answering the question definitively of, are bisexual men really real? I'm going to clear this up because I know a lot of you have questions. A lot of people say, well, do they exist? Well, here we go with some evidence. So the first piece of evidence is right here. That's right. I exist. I'm a bisexual man. You heard it here first. Anyone who basically thinks that bisexual men somehow aren't real, here's one for you, okay? Now, a lot of the time when other people say that bisexuality isn't real, we tend to internalize it in ourselves. And I think the reason for that is because we have feelings for different genders and then we second guess them. Right, so let's say I'm having feelings for men and then I have feelings for women. I will start to question whether those feelings are real. And this is something I get in a lot of our client meetings, a lot of our sessions is it really real? Does it really count? Okay, and what I want to say to you is, you feel that, right? You feel that. Doesn't matter if they're not the same between men and women. Doesn't matter if it's like more of a sensual rather than a sexual feeling. Doesn't matter if it's more of a romantic feeling rather than a sexual feeling. It doesn't matter if it's like more of an intimate, affectionate feeling. It does not matter. You are feeling it. If you are feeling a sensation in your body, in your mind and in your heart, it's real. It's real. Like, the reason that we question ourselves so much, this is why it's really, really upsetting that people question bisexuality, is because people are invalidating and gaslighting our real, authentic, lived experiences. If you have attractions to men and women and other genders, whatever, they are real. They are real. Okay? So do not gaslight yourself. The second piece of evidence that I have is what goes on inside my brain. I mean, I can't show you what happens inside of my brain, but when I have attractions, when I have fantasies, when I think about different genders, like I do. So it's just wild to me that people are like, oh, that doesn't exist. Do you see into my mind? Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, we can't explain it. I can't give you a window in, but suffice it to say, it's pretty real. Like, it's real. Like, I don't know what else you want us bisexual people to say. I have very, very real attractions to people of all different genders, and it's very, very fun, and it's very exciting, and it's great. So that's it. The next piece of proof I want to talk about is one which is often overlooked, which is that all animals in the animal kingdom that have ever been studied show a predominance for bisexuality. Okay, we see all these nature documentaries and they show these heteronormative pairings and they say, oh, sex in nature is just for procreation. That's not true. That's actually the opposite of true. Okay, because animals don't have constructed gender. Okay, and there is a lot of evidence behind this. I won't go into it, but I've got another video which I'll pop up here, which goes into it. Okay, so bisexuality is actually really natural and humans are no different. So you're actually more likely to have some shade of bisexuality than you are to be exclusively heterosexual. Let that sink in. It's pure scientific fact. That leads me on to the next thing, which is about gender, okay? So people are like, oh, you can only be attracted to one gender. Well, scientifically, that's not true because gender doesn't actually exist in science. When we talk about attraction, what we're talking about is what traits, both physical and emotional, are you drawn to? Do you feel a draw to, okay? And how do those physical and emotional traits connect with your perception of your own physical and emotional traits? Okay, that's what creates attraction. That's what's going on psychologically and physiologically in your body. Okay, so actually what you're attracted to is soft skin. What you're attracted to is muscles. What you're attracted to is nice smell, nice hair, nice frame, you're attracted to the dynamic between you. So maybe you're a big person, you like a small person, because the dynamic of those two bodies coming together is like enjoyable. There's a feeling of protection, or there's a feeling of safety, or, you know, warmth, or exactly like what, like there's so many and there's millions and we can't break them down, but there are all of those micro inflections that are happening when we're attracted to another human being. And that cannot be categorized. Gender doesn't actually exist, right? We're all on a spectrum of sex characteristics, okay? That's why you have gay people, okay? Because you can be attracted to somebody of your own gender, because somebody of your own gender is not actually the same, okay? There's no same gender. Same-sex attraction, that doesn't exist. We're just all unique human beings with different physiological and emotional traits, and we can experience attraction to each other. So it's literally impossible for bisexuality not to exist, okay? Just trust me here. When you say that bisexuality doesn't exist, you sound so misinformed. And it's not true on any level. Like, it's so deeply untrue. By the way, if you're working out your sexuality, or if you're thinking whether you might be bi or what that means for you, then come and join our Patreon. We would love to see you. You can meet with other bi people, other people who are working it out. You can chat with me 24 hours a day. I will answer your questions. I normally get back within 24 hours. And we have a podcast and group chats and other things on there. So we would love, love, love to have you there. The next thing is that statistically, 1 in 4 people in the UK and the US identify as something other than heterosexual, and most of them are not 100% gay. So about 1 in 4 people in the UK actually actively identify as somewhere on the bi spectrum, okay? But most people don't identify as bi because of the trauma and the erasure and the prejudice and all the identity that comes along with that. So there are many, many more bi people than you think. When it goes down to 18 to 25-year-olds, that becomes much bigger number. So it's 1 in 2. So that's half of all people identify as not straight, and it's getting more and more and more. So if you think that bisexuality doesn't exist because you haven't seen it in your generation, well, watch out, because the young people are all bi and pan and they accept it. So you need to get with the program. They're accepting science and reality, so I would suggest that you do too. And that leads me on to my favorite of all proof, and the most hilarious of all proof, which is that the major adult content websites, okay, X-rated sites, came together and did a piece of research, and I'll post a link to it below. It was fascinating. It shows that men who identify as heterosexual actually watch a huge range of different adult content. Okay, so they watch men, they watch men and women, they watch women and women, they watch men and men. They watch all kinds of stuff. So just because you might have never met an out and proud bisexual man, which is, by the way, an effect of the ignorance that surrounds our identity, it doesn't mean that we don't exist. We do exist. We exist very, very prominently in this world. I am one, and on my site, on my account, my Instagram, my Twitter, on this YouTube channel, there are thousands of us. So if you would like any more evidence, I'd be happy to give it to you. If you have any more questions, let me know. And if you would like to hear more about bisexuality, then check out this playlist right here. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.